Mm. Hello. Hey, Van. Hi, Benjamin. Thank you for becoming a member, Benjamin. Oh my gosh, you guys, how's everyone doing? Sorry I'm late. I'm always late. My time management skills suck. I'm trying to get better. Trying to get better. And it's been such a long day. Oh my gosh. But I got my coffee. Hope you guys got your coffee too. Um, oh my gosh. Everything is just so crazy. Hi, Shaheen. Hi, Sodap. Thanks, Frinkles. Hi, Jack. Just saying hi to everybody. I know they're real. For real, Joanna. There really is so much to unpack. Oh my gosh. Hey, Boz. Hey, Mohammed. Yeah, there is. There really is. It's literally always something every single day. Every single day. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to get it to connect to Instagram. Hi, Linda. Instagram is so annoying. Like they make it really, really hard to go live on there. Oh, Baz. Yeah, I think it's easier that way. Instagram is just like they don't make it very easy to go live on there. Even through a streaming software, they don't make it easy. Um probably probably yeah, it does. Yes, it does. That is correct. Um I feel like we're not going to get to everything. There's so much going on. There's so much happening today. And it's actually wild. It actually is wild. But I think that the biggest story, actually, probably the most important thing, is probably what happened in Lebanon today. Why isn't this working? Sorry, I'm trying to share my screen. Yeah, the terror attack in Lebanon was horrifying. And it's really insane that the media is calling it a pager attack. Like, bro, that's not a pager attack, bro. That's an actual like terrorist attack that is happening. Like they literally attacked in civilian areas. Yeah, I saw Yeah, Baz, a lot of people did. There were a lot of people that did, and they said that the last time I checked, it was close to 3,000 people who had been wounded. And all the creeps that are on Twitter, the Zionist creeps that are like cheering this and like making memes about it, it's like, yeah, it was indiscriminate. Literally, the definition of a terrorist attack is targeting civilians. So they targeted a bunch of civilians. They made no differentiation between any of the militants and the civilians in civilian areas. I hope no one gets it twisted what they're trying to do too. They're trying to start a full-on war with Lebanon because they want war with Iran and they want the United States to go fight it for them. Yeah, I want to play the clip of the liar Matt Miller talking about how it's actually like, okay. They want a regional war for the October surprise. Oh my gosh, I hope that that's not true. You might be right about that, May, but I really hope that that's not true. That would be so disastrous. Oh my gosh. The media whitewashing everything as they usually do. Yeah, they're calling it a pager attack, which is so insane. Like, it's insane. I feel like, and because our media is so like war happy, like our media loves war because obviously that's where they get their funding, their advertisers and shit like that. They are trying to downplay the seriousness of this terrorist attack and of course defend the Israeli regime because that's what our media does and that's what the West does. And they're like, I feel like they're downplaying the seriousness of what happened today, the seriousness of the terror attack on the Lebanese and what this could lead to, the escalation, because they love escalation. Again, it's not their kids that are going to go fight a war for them. They don't have to worry about it. They want to send your kids. Yeah, absolutely. No one should refer to this. Like, if you're speaking with people, nobody should refer to this as a pager attack. Like, this was straight up terrorism. Yeah. These are the same people that are trying to give credibility. I mean, this, you shouldn't take them seriously. These are the same people that are trying to give credibility to JD Vance. Like, yeah, but this is pretty important. We definitely need to be making sure that we are talking about this accurately. Bill Sky said, why is this person accepting or taking Venmo? Because I'm a content creator and it takes me a lot of time and energy to create the content that I do. So if people want to donate to me because they appreciate the content that I create and the work that I make, then I appreciate that. No one has to, but if someone wants to because they appreciate my work, what's the problem, Donna? Please. Yeah, I love when people act like that all of our labor should be free. Like, in fact, it is. Like, my preference would be to be paid by the platforms. Like, if I can make money from TikTok or make money from YouTube, like, that's my preference. Because I know that a lot of people are struggling out here. A lot of people don't have money. Like, I totally understand that. I get that. It's rough. It's rough living in this late stage capitalist empire. But, like, I don't know why there are people that assume that everybody that is a creator or a creative owes you the labor that they do for free. Like, you know, it takes time to do this, right? I hope my iPhone doesn't have a bro, careful what you write on here. You know they watch us. Can you imagine if somebody actually put that on Twitter though? Let me share my screen and show you what they said. Oh, wait, I'm saving this because I want to watch this embarrassing clip. This is specifically for the people on Instagram, just to let you know. I'm trying to look, but Instagram is really, really crappy in the way that they do their lives. So it's actually easier if you switch to either X, Twitter, or YouTube, because Instagram is lagging really, really bad. But speaking of which, I'm on Instagram, and somebody said, yeah, I can't support. Sorry, I wish I could. I wish I could support everyone, which is totally fine. Like, I totally get that. I don't want anybody feeling like they're obligated to, or they have to, or they're not, like that they can't enjoy or appreciate my content. They can't. That is totally fine. I get that. Like, if you can't, that's okay. But I was responding to somebody who was acting like shocked or offended that, like, I accept it, that I'll accept somebody becoming a member or giving me a donation for my work. It's crazy. We live in a culture where if you're a working class person like I am, and you make things for a living, you create things, you create content, people will come in your comments and be like, actually, like, why are you asking for that? Are the same people that'll call billionaires who are useless CEOs who don't do anything except corporate stock buybacks. They'll call them brilliant and job creators. Like, please. Yeah, guys, but anyway, like, really be careful about what you say in chat, because you know that they're watching us, right? Like, they're always watching us. Like, careful what you comment, careful what you say. But yeah, anyway, it's easier if you watch on either X or YouTube, just because Instagram still doesn't have its shit together. Again, which is the reason why Instagram wants to ban TikTok, because they really are not that great. And TikTok is superior in its like editing and its algorithm. And instead of making it better, instead of Meta trying to make it better, trying to make Instagram better, they just want TikTok banned. O'Day! O'Day! We love O'Day here. How are you doing, O'Day? I know that last time we talked, our last live, you were being harassed by the IOF. Yeah, somebody actually said, wait, hold on, let me, where was it? I retweeted it, but I don't, this is annoying. Oh, here it is. New comments. I'm much better than last time. I'm glad to hear that, O'Day. Hey, Theater. Yeah, somebody on X posted, Israel just turned thousands of Lebanese people into involuntary suicide bombers in the name of fighting terrorism. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? JTRIG, NAFO, whatever the current incarnation is, they are always in left spaces. I'm not sure I know what you mean, Kelly. Lol, true. I get canceled if I say Hamas. No, but I mean, like, guys, just like in general, use your common sense, because we don't know, like, who's a Fed, Not that I'm trying to sound like a conspiratorial right wing or anything, but there have definitely been times where, like, people who follow me will tell me that their comment got deleted. And they'll be like, why did you delete my comment? I shouldn't say never, but I rarely delete comments. I usually leave them up, even if I don't like them or disagree with them. The only time I will take them down is if they're threatening or if they're using bigotry and slurs. Like, I deleted a comment off my Instagram because somebody used the N-word. And I'm like, I'm not tolerating that trash. Like, you're not going to use the N-word hard R on my Instagram page and have it left up. So, but yeah, the point is that I think that sometimes, I don't know if they're feds or if it's just the corporation, they're watching. So just be careful. Thank you, O'Day, for the super chat. Hamas all the way. Oh my gosh. Did you guys? Oh my gosh. Speaking of which, we should watch this later, actually. In fact, maybe I'll change the subject of what we're going to talk about later to this because it's funny. And I feel like I need to laugh because the left has been so insufferable the last couple of days. The like tanky left, the Putin is actually great. Jill Stein left has been so insufferable the last couple of days. And like, I need to laugh at something. Okay, so maybe instead of doing that, because I was going to rail on them, but I'm actually kind of tired because I've been railing on them for like the last 24 hours and I'm kind of tired of doing it because they're not listening anyway. And actually, one of my problems is that I respond to comments too much. Like that actually is a problem of mine and I read it too much. Like I always try to read all my comments because I want to be engaged with my community. Like I want you guys, I want to like have you guys a part of it. I want to hear what you have to say. But the problem is sometimes I'm reading them too much and then I'm seeing like psycho comments and really embarrassing dumb shit. And then I get sucked into it and I respond to all of it. And it's like, I have to get better. People have told me, other content creators, like you need to stop responding to like every deranged comment you get. And I'm like, yes, I need to be better about that. I need to like not respond to every single stupid comment I get from a tanky or whatever. But so I don't know actually if it's a good idea if I go on another rant about how insufferable so-called leftists are, who are actually like tanky red fascists who will pretend that they really care about being anti-imperialist, but are actually just anti-LGBTQ plus bigots who are kind of cool with Trump and will sometimes openly admit that they hope he wins. Okay, but back to the Hamas thing. I think that instead of totally getting down that rabbit hole, we should watch the Megyn Kelly thing of her calling Taylor Swift Hamas. Taylor Swift is Hamas. Let me be super clear about something, Arab the man. Because you've been making liberal talking points regarding Russia recently. No, I haven't. You guys just made that up. I never said any of the things that the liberals usually say about Jill Stein. I never called her a Russian asset. I never said that she was, a Putin puppet, like a lot of the libs say. I never said any of that. I criticized her for doing a poor job in answering that question as somebody who's running for a presidential candidate. And rather than getting any responses on that, I got a bunch of you guys, like what you're doing right now, accusing me of doing liberal talking points. And by the way, the thing that some of you are doing, which is so also insufferable, is you try to make it like it is always the goal just to oppose liberals. That's not the goal. Okay, if you keep trolling, then you're going to get blocked, David. You basically did. Oh my gosh. First of all, if you keep trolling, I'm going to kick you out, is number one. Also, no, the problem is that you didn't listen. You didn't listen. You heard, because apparently you have red fash leanings, you heard a little bit of criticism and pushback on Jill Stein and on Putin. And you freaked out and started saying that it was liberal talking points and Russiagating when I never did any such thing, because you're not listening. Or because you actually, it's either you're not listening or you actually are sympathetic to fascism, because you're defending and getting so butthurt at the idea that somebody pushed back on that. This is what I can't deal with. So-called leftists actually more against liberals than they are against fascism. The person earlier that was like, oh, you had a liberal talking point. You realize that I do hold some positions that you'll call liberal. I do hold some positions like that. Someone actually put in one of my comments, oh, well, Putin is based because like he fights against the gay agenda. I am pro LGBTQ plus. I am non-binary. I am pro the gay agenda. I am not against immigration. Some of you are defending the vicious racist attacks coming from the right on Haitian immigrants. So yeah, I hold some lib positions, and some of you are actually just fascists. Some of you are actually just racist and anti-Black. And you oppose your whole worldview, guys like David over here, is America bad, liberals bad. You don't actually care about the rights of people, the rights of human beings. It's about who you oppose. And you would rather see Trump win and see fascism implemented even sooner and racism and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. You would rather see all of that than see a Democrat in office, because you just hate Democrats. You don't actually oppose fascism. Because someone else like this David guy was in my comments and went, just say that you want Kamala to win, like it was some kind of gotcha. I'm like, I don't despise liberals in the way that you red fascists do, and the way you tankies do. I oppose a lot of what liberals do because I think they agree too much with the Republicans. But I don't oppose liberals for the sake of opposing liberals like you guys do, where you excuse racism and fascism and anti-Blackness and bigotry. You excuse all of it. You defend it, dropping the N-word in my comments, defending Putin's anti-gay agenda. But then you'll call yourself leftist as you're being bigoted, as you're being racist, because your whole shtick is just you hate the libs. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of my comments, David. Mm-hmm. Thank you, O'Day. Some people think that we should stick to certain ideology from A to Z. Nothing in life is black or white. Well, that's because you're smart, O'Day. And a lot of people are ideologues who care a lot more, about exactly what you're just saying. Like, they get stuck in certain ideologies and they can't come out from it. Hold on, I gotta ban this David guy because he's a fascist. Like straight up, like actual fascists. Yeah. And honestly, you should be, if you're on the left and you're seeing people that are also claiming to be on the left defending fascists and defending like red fash, like all of that kind of stuff, you should be very wary of them. Because even if they're pretending to care about your cause, oftentimes they don't actually care about your cause. They don't. Like, it's very dark. And they will talk about being anti-capitalist and then defend capitalists. They'll talk about being anti, imperialist, and then they'll defend Elon Musk. Like, it's like, yeah. And that's the other thing. Another thing that some of these people do not understand is about me. And it's like, I get this a lot, and a part of me understands it because we live in a very polarized time where people just want to hear what they want to hear. But what a lot of people don't seem to understand about me is that, like, I am not a total ideologue who is going to agree with everybody on everything, like who's in my camp. Like, I'm just not. I'm not that black and white. I have varying views. So, like, I'm a Christian. A lot of people who are on the left are not Christians, which is fine. I criticize the liberals because I think that we have a serious problem with oligarchy and plutocracy and a uniparty in this system in our country, and that our country sold out to corporations and the Israeli regime. But I don't despise Democrats in the way that some leftists just hate Democrats for the sake of hating Democrats. And their literal like whole ideology is about America bad. Anything America does is bad. We hate America. That's our whole personality. Hating Democrats is our whole personality. I saw somebody on Twitter yesterday who claims to be a leftist say that they hope that Trump wins. Like, yeah, that's not me. The Republicans are dangerous and they're racist and they're xenophobic. And by the way, most Republicans, I'm not going to say all because I think that there are some conservatives that have actually been pro-Palestine, but most conservatives aren't pro-Palestine. They don't actually care. They're fascists. I don't get these so-called leftists that are said to be criticizing liberals, but they say, yeah, exactly. No, but again, there are some people that, yes, not my Michael, accelerationist. I don't know if they consider themselves that, but yes, they're the people on the left that like will think that accelerationism and like the country going in full collapse is going to somehow usher in the revolution. But when I actually look at a lot of their, I know accelerationism isn't leftism. What I'm saying is there are people that identify themselves as leftists that are definitely accelerationists or that actually cheer the idea of Trump getting in office because they think that it's going to bring about the revolution. And they'll get really angry if you criticize people like Putin or criticize, but then they won't criticize. And they spend all day, every day shitting on liberals, but they never have anything to say about the Republicans. Never. Even though the Republicans are actual fascists, they're not even hiding it. Right now, as we speak, they're on Twitter doing blood and soil Nazism about migrants. And like, and no one's calling it out. It's absolutely insane. So let me just make it clear once again, and then we can move on. Although I never totally, it's kind of like what O'Day said a minute ago, the comment that I just put up of his. I have to do this constantly. I have to constantly reestablish to people that I am not an ideologue in the sense that I'm not just going to parrot what my side says. Like, I have varying views. I don't agree with everything that everybody on the left says. And that's okay. Just like I don't agree with there are some liberals that I agree with some of what they say, but I don't agree with 90% or 75% of their ideology. Because I am pro-gay and I am pro-LGBTQ. I am pro the gay agenda. I am pro-immigrant. I'm very pro-immigrant, actually. And I'm not a tanky. Also, people who always get newly shocked in my comments that I'm not like my whole personality isn't America bad. Like, this is another example of how my views do not perfectly align with people on the left. A lot of people on the left are like, America bad always, therefore Russia great. It's like, no, I don't think so. First of all, I don't think any world leader is above criticism. Not one, including Putin. That's number one. No leader is above criticism. Number two, I love this country. I'm a fucking patriot, bitch. I literally had a little American flag and a Palestine flag made together so I could wear it on my lapel, okay? Like, I don't despise America. So that's another thing that I feel like leftists get it twisted. Like, you guys don't understand me. You don't understand where I'm coming from. Like, I am mostly on the left. I am pro-immigrant, pro-gay, pro-LGBTQ+, pro-freedom of religion, anti-Israeli, anti-Zionist. I'm not anti-Russia. I think that we should try to work with Russia and have diplomacy with Russia and China and all countries around the world, including Iran. But I'm also not a Putin simp, and I'm not going to pretend that Putin's never committed a war crime. We're not talking about illegal immigration, though, Baz. Those Haitian migrants that they're demonizing right now are legal immigrants. They're legal immigrants. I don't hate America, even though America is a dumpster fire of corrupt garbage and imperialism and late stage capitalism hellscape. I can't hate it. Like, I still love it despite all of its bullshit. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to clarify? My economics are very left. Is it because you are gay, Blakely? Is that why you support the gay agenda? I'm actually not gay. I'm non-binary, which means I don't identify as a man or a woman, but I am hetero in that I'm married to a man and I like men. I'm married to a cis man. But that's not the reason. Honestly, even if I were not non-binary, the reason why I am pro-gay is because I believe in the freedom for all people. I believe in the freedom of all people. I think all people should be free in the same way that I believe that Palestine should be free of the vicious racism and occupation that they live under. I believe that LGBTQ plus people should be free to do what they want to do, to live how they want to live. Yeah. So anyway, the point is that it's kind of exhausting because I feel like, which again, I get it because it's impossible to not have to constantly clarify my positions because my positions are not black and white, and the internet wants black and white. And our polarized agenda, like our polarized politics. Our politics are so polarized that people just want things to be simple. They want things to be black and white. You're either Republican or you're Democrat. You're either a Kamala voter or a Green Party voter or a Libertarian or a Trump voter. You're either anti-American or you're pro-American. You're either, you know what I mean? So like, I feel like because my views don't fall so neatly into a box, I am constantly getting tens of hate. I am constantly, sorry, I was reading a comment. I was constantly getting, I am constantly getting, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I'm constantly getting new rounds of hate from different people on my videos because somebody will see one video of mine and they'll think, oh, they align with my ideology, I'll follow them. But then they'll see another view of mine that they don't agree with and they lose their minds. Like, that's honestly, that's what happens. I have to constantly reestablish like who I am, the fact that my views are not black and white, the fact that they don't fit neatly into a box, because people are so stuck in their black and white thinking. They're so stuck in their partisan ideologue views that they'll think that if they agree with me on something like Palestine, that means that I agree with everything they say, and then they lose their shit if I don't agree with everything they say. And again, they also assume that like I hate liberals as much as they do, as I hate Democrats as much as they do. And it's like, no, I actually think a lot of that is just leftists being secret right-wingers that call themselves leftists, but the fact that they never criticize the right is very revealing. Being non-binary is part of the gay agenda. Somebody said, how does a man marry a non-binary woman? First of all, swipe left. Non-binary means, by definition, I do not identify as either a man or a woman, so you wouldn't call me a woman. Like, that's not how I identify. Second, my husband, I had not come out yet when my husband and I got married. I didn't come out until, I don't know, probably a year after we were married. And he didn't give a shit. Like, he literally didn't give a shit. He was like, the only thing he asked me was if, the only thing he asked me was that if I was going to leave my boobs the way that they are. And I said, yeah, I'm not going to do anything to my boobs. He was like, great. That was pretty much it. But you know why? My husband is very secure in his masculinity, so he doesn't get hung up on stuff like that. Like, if you guys saw, first of all, if you saw my husband, he's very hot. And he's very secure in his masculinity. So he honestly could have given a shit less. And he's also very liberal. So he has like a very live and let live attitude. Like, let people do what they want, you know? All right. O'Day, you keep doing new. This is why I follow you, because you are honest, which is rare these days. That's so sweet, O'Day. O'Day, I love you. You're so amazing. You help keep me going. O'Day is my amazing, amazing community member living in the occupied West Bank. And you, O'Day, and along with everybody else that is dealing with the terrorism that the Israeli regime is doing to you guys, you are the ones that inspire me and keep me going. Because actually, when I think about it, like with everything you guys are going through, it's like I don't have problems. I don't have problems. Like, this is anything I go through is literally nothing in comparison to what you guys overcome on a daily basis. I know, we love O'Day. We love O'Day. O'Day is one of the OG members. The rebellious prince said, "Oh, it means he likes your body." Cute. Yeah. I know, right? Yeah, I know. When I was first getting to know my husband and we would talk and we would like go out or whatever with like groups of friends, I would always see him staring at my boobs, but I never corrected him. Like, I never was like, stop looking at my boobs. Like, I let him because I was like, no, that's cool. I like you too. In fact, I would purposefully sometimes wear low cut shirts because I knew he would stare. And wait, Jill Senn's Green Party is running a candidate against Rashida Tlaib. That's not true, is it? Tell me that that's not. No. Tell me that's not true. That can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be right. What? No. No. Do you have a link for that? Because I'm honestly having a hard time believing that they would do that to her. If, like, I would have a hard time believing that they would do that to her. Rashida Tlaib is amazing and has had nothing. Like, I genuinely feel bad for Rashida Tlaib thinking about all she must go through. Like, the amount of hate that she gets on a daily basis and smears and lies and libel that she gets from her own party, that she gets from the right, that she gets from the media, that she gets from the Zionists. Like, I can't imagine what she goes through. Okay, I'm going to look it up because honestly, that's blowing my mind. Like, I have a hard time believing that's real. Is the Green Party challenging Rashida Tlaib? Wait. Sorry, guys, I'm looking for a link. These are all old. You guys know how I'm always complaining about Google now? Google sucks. Like, everything is a paid ad, and I don't understand what happened. How is it that we have moved in? Carmel, sorry, can you post it to the Discord? The Discord is a great place to post links. I'm going to go to the Discord. Can somebody share a link to that? Google sucks. Google used to be so good. How is it that we're moving into a next phase of amazing AI, but people can't get their shit together when it comes to a search engine? Like, why does Google suck now? All it is ads. Google used to be the GOAT. Visit site. Hold on. Thank you for the link. Jill Stein's Green Party is running a candidate against the Rashida Tlaib campaign in November. What? Are you kidding me? I am fighting to end U.S. military chemical attacks. Rashida Tlaib has failed. No. So this was a while ago. I didn't even realize this had happened. This is from July 2nd. Brenda K. Sanders. Guys, I'm trying to learn this in literal real time. Former district judge, trial attorney, painter, harpist, anchor, blah, 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 candidate for Congress. But she doesn't have a website? Is this person even real? They don't even have a Twitter presence. But then again, the Green Party doesn't really have a great social media presence to begin with. Yeah, like this person doesn't even post on their Twitter. Like, what? Maybe there's some more information in here. No, this is very sus. I'm hesitant to totally lose it on the Green Party because I don't know. I'm hesitant to totally lose it on the Green Party because I don't know if like they're behind this or if this is just some random person. You guys know what I mean? Like, I don't want to attribute this to like the National Green Party or the Green Party overall. If this is like just some rando that like isn't really getting support or whatever, I don't know. Or if is she running on the official Green Party ticket? Because actually, I guess if she's running on the official Green Party ticket, then the Green Party would be supporting her. If she's actually running on their line, then they would be supporting her nationally. Some people were like, oh, she has a right to run. Of course she has a right to run. My question is, why the fuck are you doing that? Why? Why are you going after the literal, like, only Palestinian that we have in Congress? Wow. Like I just said, I'm kind of hesitant to like fully lose it on the Green Party because I don't know how true this is, if she's even running. I just showed you guys her social media. She has like no, I mean, I don't know what her Instagram looks like, but I just showed you her Twitter. She has no Twitter presence. So I don't know how like legit this is. I hope this is not true because this would be such bullshit. Like such bullshit. Like actual bullshit. KWP, I do not give, first of all, I don't give a fuck about the Green Party that does nothing but like, I was going to say they don't even really organize. Their chapters are disorganized as fuck. But just because you say you're anti-genocide doesn't mean you're actually helping shit by going after one of the only people in Congress who's actually anti-genocide. Rashida Tlaib, a actual Palestinian American who's gotten nothing but disgusting hate and attacks ever since October 7th. And before then, who Zionists have relentlessly targeted her, attacked her. And now you're going to defend somebody running the Green Party against her? Like, get... Ah! Oh my God. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I will go to bat for Rashida Tlaib. You bet your fucking ass I will go to bat for Rashida Tlaib. Oh, then that's shit lamb. Okay, go support fascists. Just keep going supporting fascists. Like, the idea that you're going to be against Rashida Tlaib is insane. And honestly makes me question how pro-Palestine you are if you're okay with one of the only pro-Palestinian people in all of our 435-member Congress getting primaried. Rashida Tlaib is the only Democrat that hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris. And you guys are going, and somebody is gonna go after her. Ugh. I'm gonna wait on that. Wait, did somebody give me a super chat? I don't know what DKK is, but thank you, Zengara 11. Thank you so much for the super chat of 100 DKK. That is very, very kind of you. You didn't leave a comment though. Like, usually you guys leave a comment, but thank you. I appreciate that. Who in their right mind would vote for Kamala Harris? Well, I would vote for Kamala Harris if it weren't for the genocide in Gaza, if she didn't insist on doing propaganda for the genocidal Israeli regime that is doing genocide on them. Hey, AK. Oh, no, we weren't talking about Ilhan Omar. We were talking about Rashida Tlaib possibly getting primaried. Doing great work. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zangara. I really do. I appreciate it a lot. Ilhan got ousted. No, she didn't. She won her primary. Ilhan Omar won her primary. Do you guys remember when Ilhan Omar tweeted years ago when she first got elected that Israel had hypnotized the eyes or the ears of the world or whatever, and like everyone lost it on her, and it was like a 15-day news cycle? Yeah, I think you guys are thinking of Cori Bush, who was one of the only pro-Palestinian people in Congress, and they got rid of her. Like, this is what I mean. This is what I mean when I say that some people that claim to be on the left are like more comfortable with fascist Trump winning and fascist Republicans winning than they are with like Cori Bush staying in office. Like, you don't have to love Cori Bush. She was one of the only pro-Palestine people. Like, I honestly, I sometimes wonder, like, if it's a plan. Like, is this like a Zionist plant, like pretending to be a leftist, but you're actually trying to empower Zionist fascist right-wingers? Because that's what it sounds like sometimes. Oh, I forgot they took Ilhan Omar off the Foreign Affairs Committee. Yeah, honestly, when they took Ilhan Omar off the Foreign Affairs Committee, that was just racism. That was just racism because she's Muslim. And they were like, oh, she's a Muslim. She shouldn't be on the Foreign Affairs Committee because she's probably a terrorist. Have you seen Israel? They're leftists. Are you kidding? I think, Data, you must be joking. The man saying that he would never vote for I know you're not suggesting anybody vote for Kamala. No, Blakely, I'm punishing the Democrats, said on Instagram. No, I wouldn't tell anybody to vote for Kamala because I think that not wanting to vote for her because of the genocide is a very legitimate reason to not want to vote for her. So no, I wouldn't tell anybody to vote for her. I don't even know, as of right now, I don't think I'm going to vote for her. But what I'm saying, the point that I'm making, which, like, honestly, sometimes you guys, do you listen? Like, do you listen, or are you just waiting to respond to me? Like, sometimes I feel like I'm talking into a void. Like, are you listening, or are you just waiting to respond? What I'm saying is, do I think that that Trump objectively will be worse than a Harris administration? Yes, I do. I do not think they're the same. Oh, they're all the same. They're all the same. I don't. On domestic policy, they are absolutely not the same. And Democrats aren't doing blood and soil, Nazi, anti-Haitian racism, and let's make sure that we get rid of the trans agenda routine like the right is. But I probably won't vote for Kamala Harris, but my only reason not for vote, well, not only actually, like she's actually running to the right, which is really, really problematic. She's been doing like not anti-immigrant, but she's been doing like immigrant fear mongering, like trying to pander to the right. And she has been moving closer and closer to the right in order to appease like Republicans and quote unquote swing voters. So obviously there's a lot of problems there. But my main reason for not supporting Kamala Harris is because of Gaza. She continues to lie about Gaza. She continues to lie about October 7th. She continues to parrot AIPAC's talking points on the Israeli regime. And she refuses to change. She refuses to change policy despite all the protests and despite people saying they're going to withhold their vote and despite the uncommitted movement. So I probably won't vote for her because of that. But I'm not opposed. If it weren't for this, then I would probably vote for her. Like my point I'm making is that I'm not one of these people that's like Democrats bad no matter what. I would never vote for them. No, I'll still vote for Democrats down ticket on certain issues and like certain local races that I'm going to be voting in. But I'm not doing it. But I'm doing it because I oppose what they're doing in Gaza. Hey. But I don't think that your reasoning of just saying like, oh, well, it's to punish the Democrats so that they move, to the left. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. They're not going to move to the left. They never do. They always move to the right. They always end up moving to the right. So you're not actually punishing them. If anything, the people that are going to get hurt are regular people. But yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody that they have to vote for her. Like, how could you tell someone they have to vote for somebody who is like literally overseeing and propping up the genocide of the Palestinians? I completely understand why people don't want to vote for her. But at the very same time, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not going to do false equivalency between the right and the left, false equivalency between the Republicans and the Democrats, and Trump and Kamala Harris when the Republicans are, as we speak, doing Nazi shit on Twitter. The way they're talking about Haitian people, the way they're talking about migrants, the way they're talking about immigration, doing the stereotype of Black men are coming for your women. Like, it's vile. And I'm honestly just pretty grossed out that there are a lot of people that claim to be leftists that are not pushing back against that. It's really gross. Yeah, and in any event, a lot of people that are getting really mad too about this are also acting like voting on the top of the ticket. Let's hope this is true. Dirty Hobby Merchant said, when Gaza's finally liberated, Blakely gets to eat all the kebab in the houses in Palestine for free. Listen, I'm not trying to say anything, but I was told by a couple Palestinians that live in Gaza and in the occupied West Bank that I could come to their house for dinner when Palestine gets liberated and freed. The Arab man saying you're against comparing Democrats to conservatives, but okay with comparing socialists to fascists. I don't compare socialists to fascists. You guys compare socialists to Democrats. But if you're doing blood and soil, red fash, anti-immigrant, black men are coming, they're eating for your pets, then yeah, you're a fascist. And doing actual, and you literally are propagating Nazi talking points. Like the guy that actually created that lie about the Haitians eating immigrants was a actual Nazi. Like, I'm not just throwing the word around. Like, he identifies that way. Also, you're not a leftist or a socialist if you're cheering Putin because he's against gay people. Like, that's also fash. Stein is better than Kamala, but she has a one-issue campaign when I know she can do much better. And the Green Party also has very little base around the country. Yeah, that's the thing, too, is that a lot of leftists think that the Green Party has a lot more support than it does. The Green Party is like, they don't have support all around the country. It's not, it'll probably get maybe 1% of the vote. A lot of this is just online virtue signaling from people who consider themselves like base epic leftists that are, owning the libs, and they think that, that they've got a lot more support than they actually do. Also, the Green Party, like, really, if it wants to ever win or build coalition, it needs a serious rebranding, a serious, like, total top to bottom rebranding, because it's not. Julie said, who the hell do we vote for? This sucks. Vote for whoever you feel like you should vote for. And if you don't want to vote for Kamala, you can vote Green Party. You can vote for the PSL line. I'm not saying not to. But what I am saying is there are people who are on the left that think that voting green is going to save them. Like, no president is going to save you, you guys. The focus should be on down ballot races. And I'm not saying not to vote. I think voting is important. You should vote. And you should vote for who you want. It's not up to me or anybody else to tell you how to vote. If you want to vote for Jill Stein, vote for Jill Stein. If you want to vote for Kamala Harris, vote for Kamala Harris. If you want to vote for Claudia de la Cruz, vote for Claudia de la Cruz. It's not up to anybody to tell you how to vote. But I also think that it's important to remember that people acting like a president's going to save them, whether they're acting like Jill Stein is going to save them, or voting green is going to save them, or voting Democrat's going to save them. Voting at the top of the ticket, yes, you should, but it's not the end all be all. Voting for president is just one small piece. You should be voting down ballot. You should be making sure that you educate yourselves on what referendum are coming up in your state. So if you live in Florida, find out exactly what's on the ballot and how you research the issue, how you're going to vote on it, and organize in your community. Yeah, actually, KWP, that's a good point. We argue about this kind of stuff a lot because we're like really in this space. But like, yeah, a lot of Americans don't vote at all. Like, they don't care. They're not paying attention. They don't even vote. That's not true. She's not the only anti-genocide candidate. Claudia de la Cruz is running. And the PSL line are also anti-genocide, and so is Cornel West, even though I don't actually know what happened to Cornel West's campaign. It seems to have just evaporated. I'm so disillusioned with y'all. Yeah, same, Benny. Same. The last couple days have just been very disillusioning. Disillusioning? No, that's not a word. I've been very disillusioned, especially the last few days as well. Especially with the overt, like, actual racism that I've seen, like people using the N-word, talking about the gay agenda. Like, are you kidding me? No, guys. No, wait, hold on. Let me play, because I was going to play this earlier, and I feel like we need to laugh about something. Hold on. Megyn Kelly, Taylor Swift. Where is it? Oh my gosh, where is it? Zengar, I do have a question. Other YouTubers that are in the politics space do say that the Green Party are drifters. I'm not super well versed in American politics. I think I'm assuming you probably meant grifter, and yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them are grifters. There is a certain contingent of people that make a lot of money just capitalizing on people's anger. So, like, there are a lot of people that are understandably disillusioned by politics in America. They hate the fact that our politics are so corrupt, that Democrats and Republicans have way too much in common. So they seek an outside party or an outside candidate, whatever, to look at. And so sometimes they'll go toward things like the Green Party. I'm not saying every person that's ever ran on the Green Party line is a grifter, not at all. But yeah, there are definitely elements of people that are grifting, and they're taking advantage of people's disgust and anger with the political system, with what's happening in Gaza, and trying to profit off of it. There are people on Twitter and content creators that, like, they just make a lot of money by being nihilistic and just saying, like, hey, like, the system's out to get you, like, I have the truth. Honestly, it's kind of like it's like Alex Jones, like. What's your zodiac sign? I think it's either fire or air. Nope, I don't think so. I think it's water. What's Scorpio? Scorpio's water, I think. I'm a Scorpio. All right. Anyway, let's watch this Matt Miller one since I can't find the. Yeah, somebody keeps asking me to play the video of the guy saying the N-word, but I don't want to play it if it's not bleeped out. Like, I don't want to play that on my channel unless it's bleeped out. Are you talking about Hassan? No, I like Hassan. I think. Yeah, Donald, that's understandable. I mean, also, I live in New York. So for people that don't live in the United States, like, the way our elections are decided are basically by like 5 states. Hold on, guys. I need to grab the rest of my coffee, but I wanted to. I'm going to have to circle back to this Green Party Rashida Tlaib thing for a time when where are my bookmarks? I'm going to have to circle back to that Rashida Tlaib thing for a time where, after I've looked into it more. 5 people in 5 states. No, it's true. It's true. Our elections are literally decided by 5 states: Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Nevada. Did I get all of them? There might be one more, and that's it. The rest of the country, it doesn't matter as much because they just basically go to either red or blue. And New York, where I live, will go blue. So it honestly, like, I can vote third party and it's not going to really have a huge effect because New York will go blue. I'll tell you one thing, though. I do not envy people living in a swing state. I feel like that would be very difficult. One last thing. You look at the U.S. Green Party, how word, no action they are, and then compare them to the Green Party of England and Wales. That is a really, really good point. Yeah. Like, sometimes people who really like to cape for the Green Party will be like, the Green Party has won 1,400 seats. I'm like, yeah, bro, over the last 30 years. 30 years. Like, come on. And then they'll just make excuses. Oh, it's because the Democrats, they threw them off the ballot. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why you need to organize more. That's why you need to raise more. Oh, we don't have enough money. Well, stop wasting money on presidential elections and focus on down ballot. And when I say stop wasting it on presidential elections and focus down ballot, I don't mean Rashida Tlaib. Go after corporate Democrats. Go after neoliberal Zionists, not fucking Rashida Tlaib. Like, what is this? But again, I need to look into that story more before I go on a whole ass condemnation. Well, Trump is definitely a Republican. He definitely is. He's definitely not a Christian. Trump does not believe in God at all. Like, the idea that he's a Christian is laughable. And honestly, I feel like if Republicans, like if conservatives were honest, they know. They know he's not a Christian. Come on. BlackRock buying Ukraine. What is BlackRock? What has BlackRock not bought? I can't say BlackRock. Okay, hold on. I wanted to watch this Matt Miller thing. It's not there. This hack.
Well, just to begin with, in general, what does the U.S. know about what happened? There have been a series of deaths and injuries, apparently from exploding pagers.
You guys here?
Was the U.S. have any knowledge?
I'm going to get the rest of my
What
coffee.
does it know now, and when did it know about what has happened?
So we are gathering information on this incident. I can tell you that the U.S. was not involved in it. The U.S. was not aware of this incident in advance, and at this point, we're gathering information.
And what information have you gathered so far?
We'll continue to collect information. I don't have any public readout to give now, but we're collecting information in the same way that journalists are across the world to gather the facts about what might have happened.
Obviously, it doesn't take much guesswork who the most likely culprit would be in terms of doing this, in terms of who the enemy of Hezbollah is. Do you have any indications that to doubt that it would be Israel that was behind the...
I don't have any assessment to offer one way or
I don't have any assessment to offer one way or the other. I can't stand Matt Miller. Wow, he's such a hack. You never have anything to say, one way or another. You have nothing to say, of course. I know, he's such a liar. He's such a liar in his stupid smirk.
But just to make sure it's airtight. So the U.S. was in no way involved in terms of supporting this operation, offering intelligence, in no way was the U.S.
Thank
Correct.
you, Muslim revert.
Okay, and no part of the U.S. government, I understand you speak only for this department, but such disclaimers have been offered from state before. You were not given a heads up.
We were not aware of this incident. No.
Okay, on ceasefire.
The terrorist attack, you mean, on Lebanon? Yes, it is true. BlackRock owns everything, including all of our real estate in the United States. So at this point, yeah, pretty much, Zangara. They do whatever they want, and then we defend them.
Talks. Is the expectation still that a renewed bridging proposal is expected to arrive this week?
So I have not put a timetable on that. I think I was asked about this a number of times yesterday. And I said, I'm not going to put a timetable on when we might put forward a further proposal. We are engaged with, we continue to be engaged with the other two mediators in the conflict, Egypt and Qatar. The secretary is on his way to Egypt right now. We'll be meeting with Egyptian officials about a number of things, but squarely on the agenda is how we get a proposal that we think would secure agreement from both parties. I don't want to put a timetable on when we would put that proposal forward, because ultimately we want a proposal that's going to get to yes. And it's very important that we, as you've heard the secretary say, stop the haggling back and forth. And so when we present a proposal, we want to know it's going to get to yes. And that's the work that we're doing with our Egyptian and Qatari partners.
Sure, Jan.
Are the Qataris involved? Because I understand that the secretary is in Cairo specifically speaking on discrete topics with the Egyptians, but are the Qataris and Israelis going to be looped in as part of these discussions?
We are. So the secretaries in Egypt.
I need to lie.
But we continue to discuss on a daily basis this process with the Qataris, as well as in a different format with the Israelis. The Israelis are.
Is it Qatar or Qatar? Which one is it? Okay, gotta address this comment really quick. It's not exactly relevant to this, but I gotta address it. Somebody on Instagram, Joy Davy, wrote, Trump isn't a Republican or a Democrat. His voting record is all over the place. He found an opportunity. No, he's a Republican. I need you guys to stop doing this. Donald Trump is not left or right. He's a right-wing fascist. He just gave a speech today doing fear-mongering about how all the Haitian men are coming for your women. Going back to, it reminded me a little bit of Emmett Till, the way that he was race baiting about Black men and about Haitian migrants. He's a fascist. And actually, despite the fact that he would kiss up to dictators because he likes getting compliments, he was fairly hawkish on his actual policy when it came to Russia. He did not get us out of Afghanistan, despite the fact that he promised. And all he did domestically was pass tax cuts for the rich and take away a woman's right to choose. So yeah, he's a Republican. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say that I can't with you when you guys do this. Like, I literally can't. No, but I don't care if Trump used to be a Democrat. First of all, Trump was never a leftist. Never. He was a Democrat in the past, and he's not anymore. This is like when Democrats will be like, this will be like when Republicans will be like, you know, the Democrats, you are the ones who started the KKK. Yeah, and that was like 100 years ago. Parties change. Just the Democrats started the KKK when they were the Dixiecrats. Parties change. The Republican Party isn't even what it was 20 years ago, let alone what it was 100 years ago. The parties reversed when it came to race. And like, this is what I mean when I say that it drives me crazy how some so-called leftists will be more willing to cape for the Republicans, but then always be anti-Democrat on everything. Some of you same leftists will be like, Democrats bad, Democrats always bad, liberals bad, bad. But then when it comes to Trump, you'll defend him and be like, well, actually, Trump used to be like super lib and like actually his policies were kind of all over the place. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. His policies were incredibly right-wing, and his bitch ass didn't even free Julian Assange. Like, I'm gonna need for the Trump excuses and caping to stop. But joie de vivre, I don't care how he voted. I care how he governed. Like, I care how he governed. He has governed as a Republican, as a right-wing fascist. Is nobody paying attention to what him and JD Vance are saying about Haitian migrants, or do you guys just not care? Like, serious question. All of you guys who are in my comments, like crying about Putin and upset that I criticized Putin and upset that I criticized Jill Stein and whining about Democrats bad, but no criticism or smoke for Trump. Like, do you guys care that he's literally doing racist, Nazi, fascist talking points and lies about Haitians right now? Where are you? Cutter hard tea. I feel like he doesn't care or know what both parties stands for. This is mostly accurate until you get to corporate policy. Trump is a hyper-capitalist who loves giving tax cuts for the rich, which is the reason why it's the only thing he got done legislatively when he was in office. That was the only thing he did. See this? This is a fascist apologist right there. Arab the man, Democrats are the reason Trump is allowed to spread hate. Like, I want you guys to pay attention to this incredibly dangerous, disingenuous comment Arab the man just left. Because what he is doing is he's excusing the fascism, the Nazism, the racism, the N-word with the hard R, the bigotry by saying, oh no, it's actually the fault of the Democrats. No, Democrats deserve criticism for being the weak pieces of shit that they are, and they deserve criticism for continuing to move right. But to say that the accountability doesn't belong on the party doing it, that you don't need to hold the party doing it accountable and that it's all the Democrats' fault, that comment right there is vile, vile. And you should be ashamed of yourself for writing such garbage on my timeline. Rear Admiral John Kirby. John Kirby's a clown too. Dems are the new war party. They both are. They both are. You guys are, honestly, some of my comments are literally proving everything I just said. Like a lot of people got super butthurt on my video saying that there were no, a lot of people got really, really butthurt on my video criticizing some on the left. And yet you're in my comments saying that only Democrats are a war party. Do you genuinely think that the Republicans are not a pro-war party? Are you out of your mind? Again, this is fascist apologia. And Muslim Reaver, you saying you're a diehard Democrat? Why? Because I said that it's bullshit you guys aren't calling out the Republicans? It's bullshit that you're not calling out the Republicans. It's bullshit to blame everything the Republicans do on Democrats. Honestly, this type of rhetoric is proving everything I said. You are literally proving everything I said. You're making excuses for the right wing. You're making excuses for Nazis and racists and anti-LGBTQ bigots. You're making excuses for Trump and JD Vance and the Republican Party doing Nazi propaganda against Haitian migrants. And then you actually are saying that, not you specifically, there was somebody in my Instagram comment saying that it's only the Democrats that are a pro-war party, as if the Republicans don't love war. Unreal. Unreal. Like what I am reading right now under the guise of people being like, I'm a leftist, this is really gross. This is fascist apologia. Yeah, I did read his comment, Muslim. I think it was disgusting. Stop excusing fascism because you don't like the Democrats. Like the fascism apologia, the outright Nazi apologia is really gross. And it's not okay. It's not okay. If you are a leftist, you should be absolutely opposed to the Republican Party. Yeah, but that's not what's happening, Collage Mirage. Democrats were the ones that used to be counted on to be anti-Republican, and they have gone right-wing. Yeah, but again, that's not what they're doing. They're not just criticizing Democrats for agreeing with Republicans. That's what they say they're doing, but that's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing. And how you can tell it's not what they're doing is because once I start to kind of peel the surface back a little, the fascism comes out. Like literally, as soon as I start peeling back the layer a little bit, all of a sudden they are defending Trump. They're defending JD Vance. They're defending the Nazis that are all over Twitter right now using the N-word hard R. They're defending the anti-immigration bigots. They're defending the anti-LGBTQ bigots. And then they're calling the Democrats the only war party when it is a fact that everybody in Congress is pro-war, including all of the Republicans, including Trump. If you don't see that, that is seriously problematic. That is not being a leftist. Anyway.
Are obviously not a mediator, so we don't have the same types of discussions with them as we.
That wasn't even the clip I wanted to see. I wanted to see the clip. I wanted to see the clip of him. Where is it? Oh, it was a clip of him like excusing the fact that civilians were killed. Like, I don't know why I can't find it now, but it was a clip of him, Matt Miller, Hezbollah. It was a clip of him. Is that how you spell Hezbollah? It was a clip of him like defending.
To launch terrorist attacks against civilians.
Here we go.
Of course, we support operations to target Hezbollah militants. In general, yes, of course, we support operations to target Hezbollah militants who continue to launch terrorist attacks against civilians. Israel has a right to defend itself against terrorism and a right to carry out legitimate attacks against terrorists, not civilians, but terrorists. So as a general proposition, yes, of course.
Okay, so let me take you back to the legitimacy of targets and so on. Yesterday, a group of settlers attacked a school in Jericho. They beat up the students, they broke their bones, they beat up the teachers and so on. Are they a legitimate target? Should they be a legitimate target by the same kind of definition that in which you have defined the other targets?
Are civilians who the settlers attacking legitimate targets? Absolutely
No,
not.
I'm
Of
saying
course not.
the settlers.
Absolutely
who
not,
have-
but we're not going
who
to do
have
anything
attacked
about it.
The
The
civilians.
settlers should be.
Should the settlers be a legitimate
The
target?
settlers should be held accountable through law
Right.
enforcement means, Saeed,
I'm
not
asking,
through,
but-
hold on, not through any type of extrajudicial process.
Oh, like they do?
or military
Like they
process.
do? Because
should
that's what
be
the settlers
held accountable
do,
by law enforcement, Which is
extrajudicially.
what we would say
Right.
about any type of violent attacks on individuals, that the law enforcement ought to hold them accountable to the full extent of the law.
Although they do take the law into their own hand time and time again, very violently.
Absolutely, which is why we believe they should be held accountable. And as you've seen the United States make clear through our own actions,
Right.
if and when Israel does not step up and hold people accountable, we will do so ourselves.
I know that you can,
Hamas in the backpack.
Years past, you designated the kind of group.
Same
terrorist
collage. I'm
organization.
sick of it too.
Armed settlers like this, that you keep sanctioning and so on, be also named as terrorist organizations.
I'm not going to speak to any type of designations before we would make
Oh, that's
any such
very
determination, but we will
convenient.
continue to hold extremist settlers accountable for violent actions.
That is very convenient. Have you noticed that whenever they ask him some question that he's trying to dodge about like the terrorist settlers, he'll always go, I'm not going to speak on that. I don't have anything for you. I'm not going to speak on that. It's truly amazing how full of shit he is. Muslim revert, are you trying to get me in trouble on here? Like, you can't write what you just wrote in my chat. Like, are you trying? Are you trying? And then you guys are like, our comments got deleted on YouTube. Do you think that they're not going on there and looking at that? Like, don't take that down. Like, be careful of what you say. They're watching. Benny, y'all need to stop with the Nazi apology. It's giving leftist to right-wing pipeline. Yeah, for fucking real. You're right, Benny. It's very worrying. It's genuinely worrying. Muslim revert, it's like you just have to be careful about what you write, because certain things we know are censored and certain things you can't actually like say. So you have to be careful about what you write, what you put in writing, or what the way that you write it. Matt Miller, what a piece of shit. All right, let's talk about what happened in Lebanon. I'm going to have to read an article because I don't want to pull it up just on Twitter because If I pull it up on Twitter, it'll show a video, which we can't show. You guys, just say Tuesday or Monday. So what exactly happened in Lebanon? We're going to go over that now. Okay. So Hezbollah hit by a wave of exploding pagers and blames Israel. What a stupid headline. What do you mean blames? The Israeli regime doesn't even deny it. At least 9 dead, thousands injured. I just hate the Western press like so much. It's always like, that's why I like to read Al Jazeera or, you know, Middle East Eye or whatever, because Junaid, it's not that I mind playing the videos, it's that I don't want it getting taken down, because that's, you know, what all the social media companies do aside from X. They'll take them down. I just hate the way Western media like always frames everything. It's all about the framing, even if you're quote unquote like not lying about something, like the way you can frame it can be, the way that they frame it is always in defense of the Israeli regime and giving them legitimacy, while always talking about Arabs and Muslims like they're just all terrorists, and they're like, oh, says it's Israel. They didn't deny it. Yeah, BBC is the worst. Like, actually, the BBC is garbage. Oh my gosh. BBC is like, everything is Hamas. Oh, bye, AK. It's Tuesday, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. I love you, AK. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Love you. See you later. It's a good thing that most of us here are media literate. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that most people aren't. Like, most people aren't. That's why it's important to call it out, you know? Okay. So let's see. Beirut. Pagers used by hundreds of members of the militant group Hezbollah exploded near simultaneously in Lebanon and Syria on Tuesday, killing at least 9 people, including an 8-year-old girl. Yeah, that's terrorism. And wounding several thousand, officials said. Hezbollah and the Lebanese government blamed Israel for what appeared to be a sophisticated remote attack. Again, I don't know why the AP is saying that. Like, they didn't deny it. Among those wounded was Iran's ambassador to Lebanon. The mysterious explosions came amid rising tensions between the Israeli regime and Iran-backed Hezbollah, which have also that. I hate that they always do that too. It's so embarrassing. Iran-backed. Like, they put Iran-backed on everything to like make it sound scarier. Yeah, it is important to call out every time, because you never know who's going to come across it. Like, that's how I try to approach my content when I'm making it, is that like, you never know who's going to come across it. And not everybody is media savvy. Like, they don't know where to, you know, find propaganda, or like where to call, you know what I mean? Like, how the framing can be so manipulative, especially if a outlet does some good work. Because there are outlets that like on some stories, the story will be good, or they'll tell the truth. And then they'll lie about another story and frame it in a way that's like totally pro-Israeli regime and Zionist. And then people get confused. Like, the New York Times is an example of that. The New York Times is garbage on so many levels, but sometimes the New York Times will have like a really good report. It'll have like a really good investigative report. And so then regular like normies who aren't media savvy will get confused, because they'll think, oh, the New York Times did good work on this story, therefore I should believe what they say about Lebanon. Okay. Including an 8-year-old girl, officials say. Among those wounded was Iran's ambassador, Iran-backed Hezbollah, which have exchanged fire across Israel-Lebanon border since October 7th against Hamas that sparked the war in Gaza. You mean the genocide in Gaza. The pagers that blew up had apparently been acquired by Hezbollah after the group's leader ordered members in February to stop using their cell phones, warning that they could be tracked by Israeli intelligence. A Hezbollah official told the Associated Press that the pagers were brand new, but declined to say how they had been in use. I didn't even know pagers were around anymore. Like, I didn't even know anyone made pagers anymore. At about 3:30 p.m. local time on Tuesday, people shopped for groceries, sat in cafes, and drove in cars and motorcycles in the afternoon traffic. The pagers in their hands and pockets started heating up and then exploding, leaving blood-spattered scenes and panicking bystanders. Oh, that is horrifying. That's so horrifying. I saw a video, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw it on Twitter, of it. Like, it looked like a market in a grocery store. And one of the guys that was attacked, there were a bunch of like just regular like people standing there grocery shopping. Yeah, you're right, KWP. What if one of them was on a plane? Yeah, this like, I don't know. But this is what I mean when I say, like, this is insane that like the way the media reports this is anything other than a terrorist attack. This is a terrorist attack. Sorry, I honestly don't know. I think he did, but I'm not sure. Yeah, like, what if one of them was on a plane? Also, like, there were a bunch of stuff, like, the way they described that scene is horrifying. It was just like a regular day. People are getting coffee, they're going grocery shopping, they're just going about their day. That's it. That literally is terrorism. That's the definition of terrorist, is targeting a civilian population. Yeah, they'll probably say it was Hamas. Intelligent Atheism said, so what should they do? Not do terrorist attacks on the Lebanese? What are they doing in Lebanon? What are they doing in Lebanon? I thought this was about Hamas. Why are they attacking Lebanon? It appeared that many of those hit were members of Hezbollah. It appeared. How do you know? Watch it turn out that none of them were Hezbollah militants. Watch it turn out that the whole thing was just BS. But it was not immediately clear if others also carried the pagers. Sus. That should lift your antennas. That should make your antennas ring. That is sus. And who, first of all, I want to see evidence, okay? I don't believe anything anybody says unless there's evidence. Where's the evidence that they were Hezbollah militants? Was the 10-year-old girl Hezbollah? The blasts were mainly in the areas. The group had a strong presence, particularly in southern Beirut, a suburb, and the Bekaa, I don't know how to say that, Baqaa region of eastern Lebanon, as well as in Damascus, according to Lebanese security officials and a Hezbollah official. The Hezbollah official spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to talk to the press. The Israeli military declined to comment. The explosions came hours after the Israeli Internal Security Agency said that it had foiled an attempt by Hezbollah to kill a former senior Israeli security official using a planted explosive device that could be remotely detonated. Okay, well, again, I'm going to have to see corroborating evidence of that because I don't believe anything the Israeli regime says. Not a thing. If it is coming from the Israeli regime, then I assume it's a lie until evidence is presented. State Department spokesperson, Cheshire Cat lackey liar Matt Miller said that the U.S. was not aware of the incident in advance. Sure, Jan. Sure. And was not involved. Sure, Jan. Sure. At this point, we're gathering information. Yeah, I know. You guys are always gathering information. You're always investigating. You're always looking into it. We're still waiting on the report of Hin Rajab. Experts said the pager explosions pointed to a long-planned operation possibly carried out by infiltrating the supply chain and rigging the devices with explosives before they were delivered to Lebanon. Whatever the means, it targeted extraordinary breadths of people with hundreds of small explosions wherein the pagers carried happened to be that left some maimed. Ugh, that's so awful. One online video showed a man panicking through the produce grocery store when a bag he was carrying at his hip explodes, sending him sprawling to the ground and bystanders running. At overwhelmed hospitals, wounded were rushed on stretchers, some with missing hands, faces partly blown off. Oh my gosh. Or gaping holes at their hips or legs, according to the AP photographers. One man rode in central Beirut. A car door was splattered with blood and the windshield was cracked. Lebanon's health minister, Firas Abiad, told Qatar's Al Jazeera network at least 9 people were killed, including an 8-year-old girl, and some 2,750 were wounded, 200 of them critically by the explosions. Most had injuries on the face. Most of them had injuries on the face, the hand, or around the abdomen. Oh. These are hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. This is so awful. There are all these people that are just like civilians trying to go about their lives that are now maimed, that had their faces blown off, that had their hands blown off. Like, it's just so horrible. It appeared that 8 of the dead belonged to Hezbollah. The group issued a statement confirming at least 2 of its members were killed in the pager bombings. You mean pager terrorist attack? One of them was the son of a Hezbollah member in parliament, according to the Hezbollah official who spoke anonymously. The group later issued an announcement that 6 other members were killed Tuesday, though it did not specify how. We hold the Israeli enemy fully responsible for the criminal aggression that also targeted civilians, Hezbollah said, adding that Israel will for sure get its just punishment. Iranian state-run IRNA news agency said that the country's ambassador, Mojtaba Amani, was superficially wounded by an exploding pager and was being treated at a hospital. Previously, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah had warned the group members not to carry cell phones, saying that they could be used by Israel to track and target them. Sean Morehouse, a former British Army officer and explosive ordnance disposal expert, said videos of the blast suggested a small explosive charge as small as a pencil eraser had been placed into the devices. They would have had to have been rigged prior to delivery, very likely by Mossad, Israel's foreign intelligence agency, he said. Elijah Majanier, a Brussels-based senior political risk analyst, said that he spoke with the Hezbollah members who had examined the pagers that failed to explode. What triggered the blast, he said, appeared to be an error message sent to all the devices that caused them to vibrate, forcing the user to click the button to stop the vibration. The combination detonated a small amount of explosives hidden inside and ensured that the user was present when the blast went off. Israel has a long history of carrying out deadly operations well beyond its borders. This year, separate Israeli attacks in Beirut killed Salah Aori, a senior Hamas official, and a top Hezbollah commander. A mysterious explosion in Iran, also blamed on Israel, killed Ismail Haniyeh, Hamas's supreme leader. Israel has killed Hamas militants in the past with booby-trapped cell phones, and it's widely believed to have been behind the Stuxnet computer virus attack on Iran's nuclear program in 2010. The pager bombings also likely stoke Hezbollah's worries about the vulnerabilities in security and communications, as Israeli officials are threatening to escalate their months-long conflict. The near daily exchanges of fire between Israel and Hezbollah have killed hundreds in Lebanon and several dozen in Israel, and have displaced tens of thousands on both sides of the border. Janine Harris-Plaschard at the UN Special Coordinator of Lebanon deplored the attack and warned that it marks an extremely concerning escalation in what is an already acceptable volatile context. On Tuesday, the Israeli regime said that halting Hezbollah's attacks in the north to allow residents to return to their homes is now an official war goal. The Israeli Defense Minister Gallant said this week that the focus of the conflict is shifting from Gaza to Israel's north, and that time is running out for diplomatic solutions, with Hezbollah saying the trajectory is clear, which is another way of saying we're trying to start a whole ass regional war. This is insane. Yeah, this is insane. This is so insane. They're trying to start they're trying to start World War III. And they're not just like, they've already moved in not only to Lebanon to attack Lebanon, but they're attacking people in the occupied West Bank too. They've upped their attacks there too. They're very quickly escalating this, and people are acting like it's normal. This is really worrying. This is so crazy. I feel so terrible for all the people in Lebanon that were targeted, all the civilians that were targeted. Yeah, and this is very, what I will say is this. Do not let any of them. Oh, Sheen, hey. Thank you for the super chat. Come on to Friday's show. I'm having our friend John on. John. Oh, that would be nice. That would be fun. Yes. Absolutely. For sure. John. I think that would be really good to talk about. Yeah, Polo, I'm scared about that too. But also, I want everybody to remember that they're going to try to tell Americans that they should like go fight for the Israeli regime in order to like protect freedom or whatever. And no one should fall for it. No one should fall for it. No American should go over there to fight their war for them.
Well, Hamza Attar is a defense and intelligence researcher. You're joining us from Luxembourg. It's great to talk to you again. So Israel was able to weaponize Hezbollah's own communications devices, their pagers. Do you have a working theory on how they would have been able to do that?
Well, there are three possibilities for this. The first, that Israel managed to intercept the cargo itself, and they managed to fiddle with the devices, which is the least likely one because it takes a long time. We're talking about thousands of devices. The second, which is Israel managed to compromise one of the elements, one of the components of the device through the supply chain, and then providing it to the factory, which, and most probably they have no idea what is inside the device, how the compromise happened. And this compromise, the new device, which could be attached to the batteries with a little bit of explosives, could be triggered only with a certain message. We've seen this in several of the videos. There was a communication incoming, and then the explosion happened. So there was a trigger. That trigger happened in a clandestine fashion way, if I put it that way. And the third scenario is that Israel managed to compromise another piece of the supply chain, which could be the safety IECs in these devices, or could be a different model or different device for safety, and they managed to overload the microprocessor to overcompute, which leads to the explosion of the batteries themselves. In all the cases, if there is a compromise in the components of the device, the shape, the case itself, if it has been compromised along with any kind of compromise within it, that would shape the project, would shape it like a projectile. So that what we've seen in the injuries of a lot of people in Lebanon.
But I think in all those scenarios, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I've misunderstood something, in all those scenarios, the battery of the device is what ultimately is weaponized and turned into an explosive. Is that right?
It is the biggest part inside. If you look at the pager, if you open the pager, you have the receiver, and you have the microprocessor, and you have the vibrating device, and the biggest chunk inside the pager is the battery. And this is the place where you can hide whatever you would like to hide. You can provide it with half capacity that no one would suspect that the other half is actually explosives.
I'm trying to follow the logic and how this could have worked, right? How this could have happened. You said theory number one, working theory number one is Israel get their hand on the pagers before they're
don't copyright me, Al Jazeera. Be cool.
Delivered to Hezbollah, and that's where they could tamper with them. You said that's the least likely. Why?
Because it takes a lot of work, and this is not clandestine. If you get a shipment of thousands of devices that you would like to get hold on, work on them, and then ship them again, it's very suspicious. And the plausibility, it's the core of the clandestine and operations. It's that you have to do something that no one suspects, and you don't disrupt the chain. So if you don't disrupt the chain and you let it go as it is supposed to go, then you are
Paulo.
It's mission accomplished for you. And I think, and this is why the scenario of the compromise within.
I feel like that too. Like, I feel like that too. I feel like I'm losing my mind every day. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Where is the ICJ? Why are you here? Like, why are you here? You don't do anything. You don't hold anybody accountable. Where are those warrants? Where are the warrants for Netanyahu? Like, where? Actually insane.
In the supply chain within the battery manufacturer, and then being provided to whoever Hezbollah bought these devices from, and this completes the chain. And the trigger is now in Tel Aviv, and whatever the message that they coded, they could be multi-layered. Here, we're talking about it could be a multi-layered interception and compromise of components. Could be the batteries, where could be half of it explosives. It could be also the microchip that responds to a certain command that comes through telecommunications, either a call as a beeper or as a message.
So what does this security breach mean for Hezbollah now?
It means a lot, actually, because this is not the first in we are almost a year. It's not the first one. We've seen it with the mobile devices that even the Secretary General of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, had to appeal to his fighters not to use the mobile phones first. And we've seen it with another example. It was with this.
Also, the injuries are blurred out, so YouTube, leave me alone.
Assassination of Fuad Shukr in Beirut, where some of the scenarios that have been pushed by Western media, that there was a call for him to go up, and there.
Yes, that's correct. Intelligent atheism. Lebanon and the Lebanese people have a right to defend themselves.
This is where the assassination.
No, I don't think it'll get a warning. It might get my thing is because they're blurring it out, and Al Jazeera clearly has this up on their YouTube page, so there's nothing wrong with it. But they might do the like. My hope is that Al Jazeera doesn't copyright it. It's really up to the person or the company.
Can happen. So it's a multi-layered problem for Hezbollah. It's a problem mainly with communication, and they cannot change much now during the war, because anything that are going to change, they will be on the scope, and Israel would notice that, and they cannot go for large shipments to replace what they have. It's very critical. It's very critical now, as Israel declared that they're going full force.
Hamza Attar, defense and intelligence researcher, joining us from Luxembourg this hour. Thank you so much for coming on.
That's so insane. Absolutely psychotic, insane. Like, the casualness of which they are dragging us into a war. The casualness in which they're trying to drag us into World War III is actually terrifying. Get ready for more of your tax dollars to get siphoned off to give to them. Get ready. Get ready for more of your tax dollars to be siphoned off and be given to the Israeli regime. Hope you're ready for that, because that's what's going to happen. Because basically at this point, all Congress does is take our tax money and funnel it into the Pentagon to be given to the military-industrial complex, enrich weapons manufacturers and contractors here, and give it to foreign nations. It wouldn't surprise me if the draft came back too, because you guys know that the Israeli regime is now recruiting people from parts of Africa who are seeking asylum to fight in their army. Like, it's really dark. Yeah. Oh yeah, Donald, those are my dogs. They're not big. Oh, Sassy, they're not big. Actually. They're small. Say hi, Shagan. Say hi, Shagan. Why you gray? Why you gray? This is my dog Hamas. I know. That's Eggy. And this is Melvin. I know. Dogs are everything. They're everything. Okay, so just last thing on this. The Israeli regime seeks to recruit 30,000 African asylum seekers into the army by offering permanent residency. The Israeli government is trying to lure around 30,000 asylum seekers from African countries to the country by offering them permanent residency if they join the occupation state armed forces in their offensive against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, local media disclosed yesterday. Defense officials realized that they could use the help of the asylum seekers and exploit their desire to obtain permanent status in the Israeli regime as an incentive. Bro, it's offering African asylum seekers who contribute to the war effort in Gaza, risking their lives, assistance in obtaining permanent status in Israel in the Israeli regime. The Daily Haaretz said in an exclusive report. That's sick. This may be true, Ashura, but they have no problem using them as props. You know, we've all seen those videos of Noah Tishby where she's like, I am with a gay, queer, black Arab, and like, he's a Zionist. He's a Zionist. They love using them as props. Yeah, seriously, why would anybody want to live there? It's disgusting using people. Yeah, I know, it is. Like, you're literally recruiting them so you can go genocide innocent Palestinians. Now, this story is very, very dark and horrible, and I really wish that nobody was agreeing to go fight their genocide for them. But you know what the silver lining of this story is? They're running out of people. They're running out of people to fight their genocide for them. And that's why they're trying to get people from Africa, from African countries to come and fight for them. Ishaq Ibrahim. Hi, Blakely from Nigeria. Hello. Something happened on my computer and your video shows up. I don't know how. That's very weird. Maybe it's because we're talking about what the Israeli regime is trying to do with trying to recruit African asylum seekers from different African countries to help with the genocide efforts in Gaza under the promise that they'll give them citizenship or no, I'm sorry, not citizenship. They wouldn't allow them to be citizens. They're really racist. No, they mean like residency if they don't get killed. It's a very dark development. But like I said, the upside of it, the silver lining is that it shows that they're running out of people. They don't have enough people in the Israeli regime to continue this genocide all by themselves. Oh, I know. They don't care. They don't care at all. Everyone is leaving. Israel can tell you that I'm here. Why would you say that they're leaving, realist Jew? Are you a Zionist? The media hides it. I've seen some clips on Twitter. Yeah, I would think that the settlers would love to join because the settlers are terrorists. Like, straight up. Just because Matt Miller won't say it. They're tired of. Yeah, I thought that they did close the airport. Yeah, ironically, it is actually safer. Melvin. Ironically, it's actually safer for them to leave, even though it's supposed to be a safe haven. I think some people are leaving so that they don't get caught up in war. They just want to steal without consequences, not fight. True. True. Airline companies canceled their flights. Yeah. If I don't steal it, somebody else will. No, Benny, the sterilization of the Ethiopian women is absolutely true. They absolutely did that. Yeah, the settlers are cowards. I don't know if you guys saw that video of the really badass woman, Christian woman in the occupied West Bank that they stole her home and she just wouldn't leave. Like she set up a tent with her family outside of it. Settlers are talking about beachfront properties in Gaza. Yeah, Muslim Reaver. That's why it chaps my ass when you're defending Trump. It was Trump's deranged Zionist son-in-law that went to Harvard to give a talk and literally said that we should push Palestinians completely into the Sinai desert so they can build condos on the Gaza Strip. He's like, Gaza has great beachfront properties. We really should build there. Maxie, I saw that video so badass. I thought they called that place their home. Well, the funny thing is actually a lot of the people that are leaving the Israeli regime are not going back to Europe. They're coming to America, which actually is fine, because America is probably safer, real talk. It's probably safer than Europe for them to be there. It's probably safer than the Israeli regime for them to be here. And honestly, I'm fine with it because, if they would have come to America in the first place and we would have let them in, then they wouldn't, maybe they wouldn't have gone and taken Palestine from the Palestinians. Because let's not forget that America turned away thousands, tens of thousands of Jewish refugees after the Holocaust. Oh, yeah, except for them, KWP, the convicted pedophiles have nowhere to go. Yeah, but actually they should come back to the United States and get arrested and stand trial here because a lot of them are American. Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law. Yeah, he actually said that. Did you not see that video? He literally said that. He literally said that. I agree, Paulo. People who participate in this genocide should lose their citizenship from wherever they're from. I agree. I actually think that any American that goes over and helps the Israeli regime with their genocide, they should lose their American citizenship. Like, if you're going to be a traitor and go fight for another country, then you shouldn't have citizenship here. Sorry. Not sorry. Guys, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? This is... letting the USA back in the 40s wouldn't have done shit because we'd have still bombed their way. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. No, but honestly, like, you shouldn't get to, like, it shouldn't be allowed to fight for another country's military. Like, why is that a thing? You shouldn't be allowed to do that. I don't... The organizing, though, like, people who want to organize for 2028, that should start now. It should start right now. Like, getting involved in organizations in your local community, it should start right now. Organizing for a general strike, which there are people, general strike is starting to talk about and organize for 2028. We should be doing that now. They are building robot soldiers, which is terrifying. It's actually terrifying. They are building robot soldiers. Places like Palantir. Trump and Jared Kushner and Ivanka are stealing money from the Gulf states to save their failing companies and build settlements in the occupied West Bank. Yeah. 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 Jared Kushner used to let Benjamin Netanyahu sleep at his house. Look it up. All right. Anyway, I went over. This was over 2 hours. Haven't we learned from the Terminator movies? You know what, Paulo? You're right. Everything that happens in movies really does end up happening in real life. That's why I was so scared when I watched, what is that movie called? A Quiet Place, The Quiet Place. That movie scared me so much because I feel like movies are always like a, what do you call that? Not a premonition. They're always like, I can't think of the word right now. I'm starting to get fried. They're always like an omen of what's coming. The artists who create and write movies and books and stuff, they always have like a vision ahead and they always see it coming. Honestly, I think that that's one of the reasons why we're living in such a scary time is because we can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but a lot of really scary things that we've never seen before are happening. We've never in the history of the world seen robots who will fight in combat. And we are going to see that. We've never seen AI in the way that AI has taken over and the way it'll continue to take over. We're living in a really, really, really scary time, I think. Allegory. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Allegory. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like who knows what's going to happen. I think that that's the really scary part. Yeah. All right. Well, on that really hopeful note, I think I'm going to end this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do another live this week because I'm going to be out on Thursday night and Friday. Maybe I could do one Saturday. Although maybe I should take a break from posting on YouTube until just to give myself a break from all the leftists that have been that have been exhausting me, my energy, sapping my energy. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one on Saturday. All right, everybody. Thank you to everybody who is a member on this channel. Thank you to everybody who subscribes, whether it's subscribing to my Ko-Fi or Instagram or YouTube, whatever. Thank you, everybody who supports me, who supports my channel, who supports my work, who sent super chats. I appreciate you all. I love you. Free Palestine, and keep your eyes open, but also keep your heart open. Don't let yourself get hateful because that's what they want. All right, everybody. I'll see you later.